Steve gets a little salty, family recipes, and jump throw catch. All this week on Jim Joe Steve Show.
Hey, yeah, yo. Here's a story about 20 years ago. Three bros who grew up in Baltimore to the beach show. Every summer they had to go before they got married with kids. Now they all grown. Long trips to New York and Toronto. Playing beer pong with Captain Morgan's free throws. And if you don't know, now you know. Coming in hot, Jim Joe Steve Show.
Hello, and welcome back to another Jim Joe Steve Show.
That is the best voice I think I've ever heard you say.
I know.
Just do that from now on.
It was
Are you doing record? Are we recording?
Oh, we're recording.
We're live.
We're live,
awesome,
baby.
Awesome. do that again.
Hello, and welcome back to another Jim Joe Steve Show.
That's the best voice you've ever done. It's better than Droopy the dog.
Jesus, yeah, for sure. Like, what the fuck?
My name is Joe, and I'm here with my friends.
I'm Steve.
I'm Jim.
And we're live.
And you can also call us.
But we have a hotline, and Steve's going to tell us
It's
the
a
number.
straight voicemail, so you don't have to worry about, like, talking to one of us.
You do have to worry about listening to a 21-second voicemail that Steve recorded for us.
Is it too long?
I mean, no, it's great.
I mean,
All right.
it's not too short.
Certainly not too short.
I was trying to be witty, and I was trying to be witty with it. So it's 856 the JJSS.
The JJSS.
So how about this? Just call in, and then just tell us if the voicemail is too short.
Now,
or
no, it
if
will
you
be
would
a
change
different voicemail.
No, if you got a better voicemail, leave the message at a better
and we'll
voicemail.
We'll make it the voicemail.
You can record our voicemail.
If whoever has the best voicemail,
I love
will
it.
can
It's
just
the
be
It's the 2022 Jim Joe Steve Show voicemail contest. Please call to sign up.
What is that voice?
I don't know. Actually,
I've heard it before.
So I think it's the I think it's I mean, I think it's from like Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Holy shit, like a butler. Like,
Yeah.
Like a,
Yeah, the way the butler talked.
It's the guy with the little hand in Scary Movie.
With like the
Chris
long
Elliott,
stringy
Chris
hair.
Elliott, yeah.
So if I was
Grab my
calling
good hand.
if I was calling into Jim Joe Steve Show, I would want a couple updates from you guys. So first, we're going to ask Steve a question. Steve, have you bought somebody's coffee at Dunkin' Donuts yet?
No. I forgot about that. I haven't been to Dunkin' Donuts since.
Well, you
All
don't
right.
have to buy someone from Dunkin' Donuts.
That's
coffee.
true.
You can just pay
it
for whoever
forward.
is behind
You can pay it forward, backwards, anytime.
I have not.
All
Okay,
right.
still working on that.
Jim, have you
Selfish.
come up with a plan to redo the Selena song that you said you were going to redo because you felt so embarrassed about the first time you did it?
Yes, but it's a long shot.
Oh, okay.
So I want to do it live, and
well, we record live. Do you want to do it on like Facebook Live? You want to do a TikTok? Do you want to do it at Merriweather?
I'm
Do
not.
you want to sing it during the voicemail? Don't go over 21 seconds, motherfucker.
Because I didn't know that was a thing until you guys brought it up on the show.
He's got a complex. He'll never leave a voicemail over 3 seconds. Hey, it's Steve. See,
I'm just sitting over here sulking.
I made a voicemail for these motherfuckers. They didn't even
I
say
thought I was being
thank you.
fun. And no, and I just realized when you played it before we recorded,
You see his face?
He's fucking humoring me.
Yeah.
He was fucking humoring me. The entire time I was
That
doing it.
motherfucker. Here, I think I'm sitting around with friends.
Yeah, and I'm
And this
thinking, I'm like
motherfucker
this. I'm like
human-
this. Oh,
Yeah,
they
yeah,
liked
it's pretty
it.
good.
They
Pretty
liked
good.
I was calculating the joke the entire time.
This is a long joke, man. You held that one in.
I get it. A long joke.
21-second joke.
Huh.
All right, so tell us about this live performance.
What if we all know somebody that plays instruments?
Sounds intriguing.
What about if we get somebody in here and do live?
Oh,
Karaoke.
yeah. Like somebody like playing live music, not like us putting the song on in the background.
I mean, I think it's possible.
Oh,
We have enough
Here
mics
in the
for it.
studio?
Here,
in in the studio
next to the blue ink smoke wall.
next to the goo balloon. Yeah, my buddy Jason, I'm gonna reach out to him because he plays in a couple bands, and I mean,
Can we get Eric playing the drums behind him, or the bongos?
maybe the bongos because I'll have to ask my wife if we can get a full 9-piece band set up in here. But yeah, I'll reach out to him.
Are you guys gonna practice this beforehand? Like, I want performance. If you can bring a smoke
No,
machine and some
you are
lights.
going to do it too. If I do
I'm
it.
definitely gonna do it. But
A smoke machine for a podcast.
I mean, you got to create the mood either.
right. I want to hear the hum of the smoke machine in the
don't have this
background.
smoke machine on for too long. You guys might get fucking pissed.
Hey guys, Jim's about to play. Oh, Jim from Jim Joseph's show. It's my favorite band.
You know what it reminds me? It's like the guy that's like this. And now the Beatles, like that
Like an old announcer.
Ed Sullivan. I don't know. I got nothing.
Yeah, I'll give him a call. He's in a couple bands. I'm among Wolves and the Betty White Stripes.
No, yeah, that'll be awesome. So are we gonna should we pick a song we wanted? You need to redo your song for sure. The song that you've already done.
I don't know if you can play that on guitar.
Oh, a real musician can play that. Are you listening to me, Jason?
He's gonna hate it if he comes on because not only does he's on call for us to play some random songs, but now he has to,
for us, bitch.
but now he has to do his own because he's gonna be a guest. He has to do
He could play us out.
Is that going to be just 4 songs, like a half hour?
Yeah, we'd have to do shortened versions, of course.
Yeah, just do the chorus. Yeah, I want to sing a song for the world to hear.
Do we? Okay. Do we take it serious? Like, do we try to sing this?
Absolutely, we try to be 100% serious with it. Like
Yeah.
no laughing or anything like that.
I mean, I'm gonna laugh. Like, I'm going to seriously
But you can't
try.
pick like Bog Skaggs or whatever. Like you would have to pick a song.
Like
a-
Lido Shuffle is a great song.
Yeah. Joe.
He would
Joe,
pick some show tune or something.
Joe's music may have to get checked before.
Yeah, like approved.
Yeah.
You guys.
Okay. This will be really good or really
You could do
like
that
it
song.
had.
In the arms of an angel. Is that the Dead Dog song?
The Dead Dog.
Like the dog shitting razor blades from the Alkaline Trio.
Yeah. No, the SPCA thing that woman sings.
Oh, Tori Amos.
No.
Not Tori
Sarah McLachlan.
Sarah McLachlan.
Sarah
Yeah,
McLachlan,
yeah.
yeah.
Right.
I met Tori Amos before.
Really?
Yeah.
At one of her concerts.
Yeah, and her
Wait a
her
minute.
aunt lived, and I met her dad too, and because her aunt lived on my street.
Hold on. When you said you met a famous person in previous episode, who did you say?
Janine.
Tori Amos is way more famous than Janine.
But it was at a concert kind of thing, so
Oh, so it was a little more set up.
I
Yeah,
gotcha,
it was a little
I
bit
gotcha.
more
Okay.
set up, so.
All right. That makes sense. Nice. Yeah, no, I'm pumped for that. That would be super
Maybe I'll
fun.
sing Tori.
Well, let's
Amos.
not hype it up too much
Why?
because he hasn't said yes. So I'll reach out to him and see.
This is a done deal.
Jay. I'm pretty sure he listens.
Thanks
So,
for the commitment, Jason.
Thank you in advance.
Oh, you know what I did think, and I don't know how we're going to talk about this. I want this part to be in the show, like us figuring out how we're going to talk about this, including me talking about how we're going to figure out how we're going to talk about this. But I was thinking about things to talk about. And do you remember that dumb ass game we used to play at the beach in the pool called Jump Throw Catch?
Yeah, jump through a catch.
Do you remember how many hours we would spend?
Remember, you would come to my house and get in my pool,
Oh.
and we would just play jump throw catch for hours.
That's right. I forgot about that.
Just you and I by ourselves, just playing jump throw catch.
Do you remember this?
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean,
Okay.
and you know what? I specifically remember Bowers. I think the most fun he might have had on that trip was playing Jump Throw Catch.
Yeah, jump throw catch. And then remember, I had somebody.
I don't remember it being a marquee moment.
Oh,
like you
I
guys
do.
do.
Remember,
Oh,
because
for sure.
Ryan would always try to throw the ball way too hard.
It's like, I got this stud arm. I'm gonna chuck this ball at you
Yeah,
at
I'm gonna
40
throw it
miles
as
an hour.
hard as I kind of get it. Remember, I also had two. We tried to have one person pull my legs and one person pull my arms to stretch me as tight as possible and see if people could walk over me without collapsing.
I do
Man,
remember
God.
that.
our wives are like, oh, well, they were out talking to girls.
Girls, strip clubs, and I got both of Steve's feet full of
Stretching me as tight as I can.
Like, this will be fun.
And then we're walking around with a goddamn cardboard cutout of Justin Bieber.
I always thought about the beach trips, like people. I see these things on TikTok where they're just like so like the wife's out, the girlfriend thinks I'm cheating on her. This is what I'm doing, and I was like, it's exactly what guys do. They just do stupid stuff.
Right,
Joe and I would do scares,
Yeah.
where we would just walk around and hide behind stuff and try to scare each other for hours.
Oh, and then remember. God, I'm gonna make fun of you here for a minute.
Oh, great. Excellent.
Remember we would have the one night where we would like make dinner. We would have dinner in, and we would cook something. And Jim's like, "I got the green beans, guys. I'm making the green beans. I got this green beans recipe. It's gonna blow your balls off."
Italian dressing on it.
He steamed some green beans and dumped Italian dressing on it. And it was like a fucking masterpiece.
And he'd be like, how about those green bean guys?
Can I tell you something about those fucking green beans? Oh my god! Because when Susie said that, I thought about the green beans. But the one time George went down, George in his entire life never ate vegetables. He hates vegetables. But because I made everybody's plate for him, so everybody had enough green beans.
He wasn't gonna be the guy that caught shit for not eating shit.
Right. So he ate the green beans and loved them.
Eat your vegetables, George.
So when he
piece of shit, you piece of shit.
So when he, oh god! So when he went home, from now on, Jen was pissed at me because George ate my green beans, and he's always like, "Jen, make Jim's green beans." So like in the farmer house, it's always known as like Jim's green beans. So now on to get George to eat his vegetables.
This isn't craft
A
Italian
40-year-old man.
dressing.
It's like, give me Jim's green beans. I need Jim's green beans so I can eat vegetables.
I ain't eating it.
Eat the white dog shit.
Oh god!
That's a callback.
Yeah, that's good.
It's fucking green beans. You know what is funny? You did make everyone's plates, which is kind of weird, but it was the portion amount.
To make sure everybody got the green
You
beans.
didn't want somebody to come in and steal all the green beans.
Like got one bean. Damn it, guys.
They were good green beans, right, guys?
They were good.
Yeah,
They were good.
Fucking right.
Do you make them at home?
It's the only thing I can make. I can make fucking crab cakes and those green beans. And I think I sliced up some potatoes or something.
Do you know?
Joe ruined my potatoes one year because he's like, oh, let me spice it up. And he dumped a whole fucking shit ton of parsley flakes all over it and ruined the fucking potatoes.
Parsley
Whole place
flakes.
smelled like fucking
Do you know what's
parsley.
so funny? There was a my first like long-term girlfriend. Her mom would make this chicken.
Which one of your other friends did you have to battle for her?
No. So she would her mom would make this chicken, and I loved it so much, so that when they would even after like we broke up, she would call it Steve's chicken. They would say she would be like, yeah, my mom still calls it Steve's chicken. And it was chicken, like chicken thigh or chicken breasts, like the cut up with a bottle of Italian dressing. I swear to God, that's what it was. And it was called
It's
Steve's
the fucking
chicken.
secret of every good
You could
meal.
have Steve's chicken and Jim's green beans. It's the whole meal.
We should open a restaurant.
3 ingredients: chicken, green beans, Kraft Italian dressing.
Yes.
Oh,
That's
who
funny.
knew? Who knew?
Yep. Didn't.
As soon as you started telling that, I was like, oh yeah, then I could tell them my story about my high school girlfriend's aunt who like made me tamales
The
special.
salmon pasta.
Oh, all right. Let's talk about
Wait.
salmon pasta.
Do we have enough time for the
Yeah, we
salmon
got it.
pasta?
Sure.
Yeah, sure. We have parts that we're probably going to cut out in the middle. We're just gonna-
So, I mean, if I tell this, it's probably not going to be funny because I think the salmon pasta is delicious.
Would you want us to tell it then?
I mean, yeah, you guys could definitely tell it.
How do we even set this up?
Jim's bachelor party. I think we've talked about it
We
before.
have. We've mentioned it.
Was in Atlantic City.
Yep. Peeled off. Went to Long Island.
Yeah, so
Did
we
a couple
just-
things.
Yeah, so some of us tried to went off and then did a long road trip.
It was me, Jim, Steve, and me and Jim's buddy JJ.
Yeah. One of the first night of our trip was we were going to go to Long Island to stay with Joe's dad. Dad
And stepmom.
Dad and stepmom. So we and we're just coming off of like a
3-day bender in
bender.
Atlantic City.
yeah, we were just there, so we were like, all right, well, it'll be like a relaxing thing before we head to Niagara Falls. We get to Joe's dad's house, and it's. I mean, I don't know how. Like, we thought we were gonna go out, but we didn't go out. We ended up just staying there the entire time, and then it's kind of like you're not at your house, and you're at your friend's parents' house. So you try to be as
Your best behavior.
your best behavior as possible. So you just try
but
to.
it's always awkward, regardless of whose house you're at, because it's not
and
your
all
house.
And all you want to do is get to sleep and then wake up so you can go.
You want to get to your own room and go to
Did
sleep
we go back and throw a tennis ball for a while?
We threw a tennis ball.
in the backyard for 2 hours.
Yeah, it had to be like 2 hours, and then because we didn't even drink or anything.
While your dad made dinner,
your
and
dad
his your stepmom.
they made ribs.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And I don't know why I remember that.
The ribs are good.
The ribs must have been really good, and a Joe's family special salmon pasta.
the family recipe salmon pasta.
Now,
It's so good.
I mean, if you grew up eating it, okay, yeah, it's probably good. To newcomers, it is bow tie pasta
It's farfalla.
or farfalla, and
Canned.
a canned salmon.
It's like tuna fish you would get in a can.
Except it's tall. It's like a 15
it's like a
ounce
16
can.
ounce. Yeah,
it's just salmon shredded in a can.
They cook it. No, it's not shredded. It's like a whole piece. They cook it in the can. Like they'll put a whole raw piece of salmon in the can, and then they bake it in the can. That's how they make that. Fun fact.
yes. So it was farfalla, that, and then probably something else.
There was some dill in there. Dill's part of the recipe. Butter.
Which it almost sounds okay.
It's delicious.
I mean, and you know what? I'm not gonna knock it. You know,
No,
and there,
we
when
will.
we ate it,
We will absolutely knock it.
I'm not gonna say it's the worst thing I've ever had.
No, certainly not the worst thing I've ever.
But it wasn't my favorite thing I've ever had. Like, if I never ate it again, I'm okay with that.
I will never eat it again. If we go over Joe's house, I'll have extra ribs. Don't pass me the salmon pasta. But it was also
Be
like
this. Hold on, buddy. Before you cook that salmon pasta, let me show you these green beans.
maybe this will change your mind. But it was because it was the family recipe. I think they gave us more because we would love it. Do you know what I mean? Because it
Yeah.
was the family. So not only was it like,
And
hey,
it was a lot.
here's a dabble of this.
Well, when my family cooks anything, they cook a ton of it.
Right. And that when you're at someone's house for the first time, at their parents' house in another state, which you will
and they're doing us a favor by letting us stay there.
100% doing us a favor, cooking us dinner. It was, I mean, extremely nice. So you have to be like cordial and eat it, even if it's like raw dog shit. Like you still have to be like,
Yeah.
like, and that's we're
As
eating the
George
ribs.
Farmer.
And I don't know. We didn't make eye contact, so we didn't know that each of us were hating the salmon pasta.
Yeah.
And we're going through the same like motions of just getting it down.
Yeah. So then we eat it, and we eat dinner, and then we go to bed for the night. So
Some of us sleep on the couch.
some of us sleep on the couch. Your friend JJ and I shared a room.
I got my own room, and I thought, hot damn, I'm going to bed. I'm tired as a mother.
And then
I was
Joe,
just-
you can actually knock on the table right here.
I
Joe
was-
knocks on the door.
I was lights out. I was in like not all the way asleep, but 30 seconds away from. I'd already tossed and turned twice and got like grooved in comfortable, and the light flicks on, and I was told apparently that this room. I'm not trustworthy enough to sleep in this room because there's secret files.
Because it has all the files.
Because it has all the files in the room, which there's a file cabinet on like the caddy corner side of the room, which I didn't even see or pay attention to.
It probably had her like tax documents.
So wait, so did your dad have to come to you and be like, Joe?
Oh yeah, we
Your
never
friend-
talked about like
yeah.
that pre-conversation.
The pre-conversation you had to have with your dad and your stepmom,
Did he come to you
or did
and
she
say?
come to you?
You guys think I remember that?
Because
God.
I think she went to your dad and was like, "Hey, that one kid's in the room with the files."
He looks like a druggie.
He looks like he probably had dreads at some point in his life.
I have gone through this in my head. Like, what did she think that she was going to come in at like 3 a.m. and to see files scattered around the room and me? It's like
It's gonna be
hurriedly
like it's gonna
like,
be the, like
flipping
the,
through
the Charlie
books.
Day meme.
Yeah,
like smoking
yeah,
a
where there's
cigarette.
like shit everywhere. Like me putting it all together.
like Jim.
He's trying to solve a murder.
Yeah, no. She opens the door up and Jim's like,
I got
Jim's
yarn
this,
like Tic Tacs and like
Jim's like gives the peace sign. It's like, see you later, and it's like dun 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 dun, and he like flies out the window.
Got what I came for.
This whole
yeah.
boy.
Time to blow this pop.
I did always wonder what the conversation was.
And
prior
what was
to
it
that.
about me? Because Joe could have stayed in there, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
Joe probably
I don't
got
even
it.
know
So
where I
like it would have been
slept.
any of us, or was it just me that she was like, there's something about that kid that I just he ain't sleeping in that room.
He didn't eat enough salmon pasta.
I don't trust anybody. I don't need seconds of salmon pasta.
so
So then I had to go sleep on the couch. And the whole night I'm just thinking like everybody else has a bed, and there's another bed in this house, and I'm not like allowed to sleep in
Where
it.
was I sleeping? Because there was 3 bedrooms upstairs, and if JJ and Steve were sharing a bedroom, that means that was my stepsister's bedroom, and there was my parents' bedroom, and then the one with the files. So that means I was already also sleeping on the couch.
No, maybe you went in the room with the files.
Oh, maybe
I remember
Because
she
you know what?
blessed
That's
me with the
probably
file.
exactly what happened.
We had to
Or
switch
Joe,
spouts.
or Joe wanted a bed and didn't want to sleep on the
Oh,
couch.
I never thought about that motherfucker. Kicked me out of the room with the files.
Did that happen? Is that what happened?
Oh,
He don't even know.
no.
It could
Yeah,
happen. He
yeah.
wouldn't remember.
Absolutely not.
So-
Absolutely not.
Yeah, and then I remember walking out to go to the bathroom like the next morning, and I was just like, "Why are you on the couch?" Like, Jim was like this. I don't know. There's something with fucking files.
I'm not allowed to sleep with
No,
the
I'll
files.
sleep with the files. Duh.
So then, so the next morning, I mean, nothing else of substance happened the rest of the night.
I'm
so-
sure something else happened. I'm sure we got up and we got bagels from Seaford Bagels, and they were awesome.
All right,
I'll
well,
take your word on
I'll
that.
take it. But when we were getting up to leave, we were, we all take a shower, get ready to walk out the door, and
We were going on the second leg of a road trip from New York to Canada.
Niagara
we were
Niagara
going to
Falls.
Niagara
Niagara
Falls.
Falls.
We're gonna stay at Niagara
Canada.
Falls and New York.
There's a New York side.
But we stayed in the Canada side.
We did stay.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
All right.
For we were in another country, Joe. You didn't realize
I
that?
mean, I remember going to another country. I don't remember which side.
Do you remember
we
how
stayed in.
nervous you were going across the border?
No.
You were butt nervous. You were like, "No one has drugs in here, right?" And we were like, "No."
You've been with us for like 5
The
days.
entire time.
I scored some in the
Yeah,
middle
I
of the
know, I
night.
know. Apparently,
They were in the files.
but that's what it was.
Her pot
part of
stash was in there.
She was Medellin in there. But when we were going to leave, we were thanking Joe's dad and his stepmom for being great hosts, letting us stay there, and then we go to leave out the door, and Joe's dad's like, "This, hold on, guys. Why don't you guys take some of the salmon pasta with you?"
Blessed us with this salmon pasta.
It was a styrofoam container. Somehow, like the takeout containers, it was a takeout container filled to the brim where he had to put saran wrap all the way around it.
Are you serious?
Yes, he had to put saran wrap all the way around it to keep it. I'm going to tell you why I remember this. So,
to contain all the glory.
to contain everything in there. So, and we're like, all right. So we get in the car, we go to leave. We're
Well,
packing.
hold on. It wasn't a car. It was Joe's
It was just
ragtop Jeep.
Yeah,
It was a 4-door Jeep.
it did have a soft top.
Yeah.
It was
Soft
ragtop.
top Jeep.
Yeah.
And the seats were, don't ever take that Jeep on a road trip. Just as a
they're not
pro
not
tip.
as-
The back seats,
they,
if
yeah,
you're
they
like
weren't-
sitting straight up.
Yeah,
and do you remember if you just fold the top halfway back, the thing just sits in your
Right.
face?
Yeah.
in
It
the
just
back?
hits your forehead for
Yeah.
5 hours straight.
Yeah, the roof hits your forehead. But so we pack up the car and then we just throw the salmon pasta up on top of the
And in the
of
back,
clothes- in
like
the back,
right, like yeah.
in the back clothes, right next to a window. So then we're off to Atlantic City.
No,
I mean,
we're
we're off to
off to
Niagara
Ca-
Falls. So we're off to Niagara Falls. So it's I think want to say like 8 hours. It's a couple hours. It's a good
five or 6 hours.
I mean, it was
maybe.
a full day
Yeah.
of
Yeah,
driving because
so
we
we-
stopped a couple places.
Yeah, we stopped a
and-
couple places.
and the wineries. That was the next day. Yeah.
So we're driving up there, and the entire time we're just driving, and we alternate who is driving, and we have to each take turns having the salmon pasta next to your fucking head,
like right in the back.
Right-
Wow, it's been cooking in the sun.
and it is
in the
just
back
getting
window.
beamed on in the sun, and it is just cooking that salmon, and it's intensifying because it's sweating inside of that saran wrap. And it is just the entire, and it's sitting there in the sun, in sweating and wrapped up and just being cooked in the sun, and just like
Each of us
bacteria
get
just
like a full
growing.
2-hour dose of this, right?
Yeah,
Right
and
next.
you-
I mean, you could use it as a pillow, but you wouldn't
And it
because
was
it's salmon
such
pasta.
it was such a dash to get back to the car to try to change spots so that you were not your head was not next to the salmon pasta because it was putrid. So it was so. Oh my god!
And so, at this point, were we all in on the joke, or were we still like, "Hey, this salmon pasta means so much to Joe that we can't bring it up"? And
because we just wanted to throw it out.
I wasn't in on the joke.
right, but I'm saying I can't remember if you and I were like, "This motherfucking salmon pasta's gotta go
Yeah,
as soon as possible,"
I know.
or were we all still like, "I don't know, maybe
I don't-
how
maybe-
much this means to Joe? We can't bring it
Yeah,
up."
I think we were probably like, yeah,
still.
Joe's gonna want his pasta.
Right.
So, and then, yeah, so it just sat there, and then we drive, and we go over the border, and we get to Niagara Falls, and if you've ever been to Niagara Falls, the Canada side is very touristy, and it is
Casinos.
It's yeah. So then we park we get to our hotel, and we unpack our bags and everything, and then we decide that we're gonna try to go to the casino for a while. I think all of us but you.
I
Did
went
you-
to the casino.
Did you go? Okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Joe went. So we all go to the casino, and we go there for a while. And I swear you left early.
I'm
sure.
So we're there, and JJ loses money like in like 10 seconds.
I did.
Jim
It was the
waited-
worst
Jim
casino in the
waited-
world.
Jim waited, yeah, the casino, and Jim waited, I think, 2 hours to play poker.
One hand of poker.
And his first hand he busted when I got knocked out, and then left. And we were just like, all right, we were like, let's go back to the room for the night, and we head back to the room. It's JJ, Jim, and I, and because Joe already left a couple hours or an hour or so earlier. We walk in, and there's Joe sitting in a chair watching 2.5 Men, watching something on TV. And Joe, what were you eating?
The salmon pasta.
Balls deep in that bucket of salmon pasta. We all had to share a hotel room, and it's just smothered in the smell of salmon pasta. The whole fucking.
If you've ever
room.
worked if you ever worked in a office, and when someone cooks fish in the microwave, and that everyone gets mad about it because it smells so try something being cooked in the sun for 5 hours.
and he didn't even heat it up.
He didn't heat
so
it
it
up.
was like
He just
heated
popped-
up when we ate it, and then cooled down, and then heated in the sun all
probably-
day.
he
It's served cold.
He probably,
It's a cold pasta dish.
He probably had it like a pocket knife and then cut the
Slice the strand.
He didn't want to unwrap it. It takes too much time.
I had to get that pasta inside me.
and we walked in the door, and the utter shock of Jim, JJ, and I's face just seeing Joe eating this salmon pasta, and we said to him, we're like, It's been in the sun all day long. And Joe says, it's still good.
Oh God.
Oh, that's good.
The salmon pasta was so bad it made it into my best man speech at your wedding.
Yeah, it
which
did. It did.
I almost took out because I thought your dad was going to hate me.
And he came up to me afterwards and was in stitches. He thought it was the funniest thing ever, and he was so happy that you said it.
I'm happy that
Yeah.
it was received well
Oh,
because I
for
almost
sure.
took it out because I was like, I know how much it means to like your family, and I didn't find out how much it really means until I was kind of preempting, like testing the joke out, and not that joke, but the salmon pasta joke to your brother.
Uh-huh.
And I was telling him like, yeah, that salmon pasta, man, I'm gonna talk about it. And he's like, what do you mean? I'm like,
Wrong audience.
like how horrible it is. And straight face, he's like, what are you talking about? Like it legitimately is throughout your family the best thing ever. And seeing your brother's face, like truly not understanding that like it's bad, I was like, man, maybe I should not like say this joke in the in the best man speech. But anyway, like I'm
Glad you did.
I did, and it was received well.
Yeah.
But
Well, it was fun.
Yeah.
I laughed. I cried. Cried from laughter.
Yeah.
it was our first main food episode. We
Maybe-
talked about a lot of food in this one.
and almost no clothes.
Almost. Oh no, we didn't. But
Nice sweatshirt.
oh, thank you. It's a different shade of blue.
All right, everyone. Well, if you loved it or you hated it or you're somewhere in between,
Tell
call
us what-
856 the JJSS.
Make sure you sit through the entire voicemail.
Oh, and also, I mean, I think we just have to say, find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Spotify, and
TikTok.
TikTok, and
Or if you don't do
Twitter.
that, then maybe just text your friend the code or the link to our podcast.
Yeah, have a friend listen.
Yeah.
We like you, and we like your friends. Thanks for listening. And for the Jim Joe Steve Show, my name's Joe.
Jim.
Steve.
Bye.
See you
Bye, guys.
later.
Take care.